Some of you may have seen that I posted last week about an event, Vistage event on bridging the generational gap. Something that's a big topic these days. That's going to be a great event, and I plan to be there to learn more about how to do that. But lately, I've been thinking about what have I done in my career that's helped me to bridge the generational gap. So I spent much of my career, especially in the last 20 years, as a CEO, running power businesses in throughout Latin America. So there was always a language barrier, right? I needed to learn how to speak Spanish and as well as Portuguese. So I always took Spanish and or Portuguese lessons when I was running businesses down there. But one of the things I did that served me very well was with regard to humor. I'm a leader who loves to lighten things up sometimes, maybe some self-effacing humor, or just make people laugh, kind of let their guard down a little bit, open up a little bit more. And I found humor to be very effective in doing that. So I would always take the time and really be curious about what made people laugh in different cultures. And obviously good humor and in a good way. But how did that work? And it was always a little different, something a little different angle than what I was accustomed to. But what I found when I was able to make people laugh, not only in their language, but in their culture, something would be different, right? All of a sudden they would kind of go, whoa, Mickey's really paying attention here, right? He's not just a gringo passing through town. He's really curious, right? Or just, he gets it, right? So the doors would open a little bit more, mindsets would change a little bit, have a little more credibility, a little more connection. And it really helped me to bridge that gap, which was a cultural gap, but of course, many times it was also a generational gap. Early in those 20 years, I was actually managing people older than me. A lot of my direct reports were 10 to 15, even 20 years older than me. So then, of course, that changed over time to where I became the older guy and I was managing people younger than me. But anyway, that was the way that showed I was curious. I always obviously needed to be authentic about that, real about why I was doing that, and it really helped me to bridge those gaps, whether it was cultural or generational. So, point is that in bridging those gaps in the generational gap, topic for today is be curious, ask good questions, pay attention to what you're seeing around you and how other generations communicate, what language they use, how do they show up. And when they see you really engaging on their level and in their terms, then that really increases the credibility you have with them. And in my experience, really opens the doors, tears down the walls a little bit, which is clearly something we could use today a lot more of. So, love to hear your stories. If you have stories where that's happened for you and how you've been able to do that, hope everybody has a great day.